Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the psychology of midlife crisis. I'm Rita and today it's all about you. Midlife crisis usually can happen between 40 and 60 years old, but lately we can observe that it can be a little bit early, around 30 years old, and go a little bit further until 70. During these years, people create big connections, they build families, have kids, establish intimate relationships, pursue a career and work for a stability, particularly in terms of economical, social and emotional areas. This can happen to men and to women, and the first big feeling is discover that their primary role in the relationships is changing. The parents are aging and they eventually need somebody to take care of. The kids are grown and they don't require so many attention and so many things as before. And this is a stress that even can be extended to work. Midlife crisis is usually connected with unhappy events like the empty nest syndrome, menopause, infidelity, financial concerns and the growth of mortality. So a person starts to understand that she's not young any longer, and there are things that can eventually remind them of the end. This is a period of life that is complicated. There are so many things to take care, there are many things to be aware and require a person's attention, but at the same time there are many other things that in an emotional way are leaving the person control, like we said before, like the aging of the parents, like the growth of the kids, challenges in the workplace and so on. And all of this can create a really big sense of frustration, a really sense of things are not really like they should, and even bring some anxiety and depression. A midlife crisis is usually described as a psychological event or a psychological crisis, and that really highlights not just the mortality but a possible failure in the accomplishment in the main events of life or in the main things that the person used to dream of. This of course can lead to feelings of depression, of remorse, of anxiety, of the feeling of want to achieve youth again, or really feel the need to change things in life, change the current lifestyle, or feel the wish to change past decisions and events. Sometimes transition experienced during these years, like aging in general, like menopause, like the death of the parents, children leaving home, can trigger this type of crisis. And the result is always the want or the need to make significant changes in their lives, in terms of career, in terms of romantic relationships, in terms of situations and experiences that the person really wanted to do, and that the person really understand that this is the time to do it because of all of these series of events that are happening and that can surround the person during this time. Every midlife crisis is different from each person. And this can begin with the feeling that older people are not really productive, are not really attractive, are not really valorized like the young people usually are. Of course, this is very personal, but sometimes, again, of weight or a disease, a chronic disease, or feeling less energy and more pain can really be a trigger for a midlife crisis, as well as the fear of death, which in our society is still a little bit of a taboo because nobody is really educated for death. Usually people is only educated for life, and we don't know how to deal with death in general. We don't accept it much, and it is also very difficult to accept our own aging process. Other things that can be a trigger is going through a divorce or a significant change in the intimate relationships, the changing of the relationship with their children because they are not small any longer, because they are not child any longer, because they are teenagers or they are young adults and they are changing also. So everything feels like the person is losing things that she know that was for sure, and that feeling of losing it also it's also very overwhelming. Also changes in the career wise, like much more demanding or much less demanding, or change in the work environment can be a significant trigger for a midlife crisis. And this can come with the financial challenge, particularly related to an eventually idea of retirement. The feeling of not being successful like a person used to think when they are young, not really fulfill all the dreams and all the things that a person would like to do in their lives. And of course, all of this can really bring up traumatic experiences that the person lived when they were young, and now all of this seems even higher, even much more important and much more present in the person's mind. And so that's all for today, guys. I hope you like it. I hope you subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, share with a friend, comment if you want, and I'll see you next time for another video. Bye!